Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we bring you an extraordinary tale of international cooperation as the United States steps in to help the Philippines Coast Guard in their time of need. Stay tuned as we unveil the details of this maritime rescue mission that captured the world's attention. The Scarborough Shoal, a strategic and contested maritime region, became the focal point of a critical situation. The Philippines Coast Guard found themselves facing unprecedented challenges, with ships stuck and operations disrupted. How did this unfold, and what led to the call for international assistance? The Scarborough Shoal, situated in the South China Sea, has been a disputed territory. Recent tensions escalated, leaving the Philippines Coast Guard vessels trapped. Unable to navigate, they reached out for help, and their call was answered by an unexpected ally. With their ships stranded and resources dwindling, the Philippines Coast Guard faced a dire situation. The need for immediate assistance prompted a global response, sparking an unprecedented collaborative effort to resolve the crisis. In a display of goodwill and international camaraderie, the United States swiftly responded to the distress call. Let's delve into the details of how the U.S. assistance turned the tide in this challenging maritime scenario. As news of the Philippines Coast Guard's predicament reached the United States, a decision was made to deploy a naval fleet to the Scarborough Shoal. Witness the impressive sight of U.S. vessels setting sail on a mission of rescue and relief. Collaboration is key in times of crisis. See how the U.S. and Philippines Coast Guard worked hand in hand, combining their expertise and resources to tackle the challenges posed by the treacherous waters of the Scarborough Shoal. As the joint efforts unfolded, a story of triumph emerged. The united front presented by the U.S. and Philippines showcased the power of international cooperation, turning a potential disaster into a remarkable success. Against all odds, the combined efforts of the U.S. and Philippines Coast Guard bore fruit. The stranded ships were successfully freed, navigating the once troubled waters of the Scarborough Shoal with newfound freedom. As the crisis subsided, expressions of gratitude filled the air. Diplomatic channels were strengthened, fostering a renewed sense of collaboration between the two nations. Witness the diplomatic aftermath of this extraordinary rescue mission. The United States has condemned the aggressive actions of the Chinese Coast Guard against Philippine ships in the Scarborough Shoal. The incidents involved water cannon blasts, collisions, and the use of long-range acoustic devices by the Chinese vessels, causing significant damage and endangering the Filipino crew. The U.S. has expressed support for the Filipinos and has emphasized the need for a diplomatic solution to the escalating tensions in the region. The Scarborough Shoal, a disputed territory, has been a source of ongoing conflict between China and the Philippines, with the U.S. reaffirming its commitment to protecting the Philippines' sovereignty in the area. What is the Philippine government's stance on the Scarborough Shoal dispute? The Philippine government's stance on the Scarborough Shoal dispute is one of asserting its sovereignty over the area and seeking a peaceful resolution. The dispute between China and the Philippines over the Scarborough Shoal has its roots in the 1990s, and tensions escalated in 2012 after a standoff between Chinese and Philippine ships. Despite the mediated attempt by the United States to settle the dispute, China refused to leave the shoal and subsequently began efforts to militarize it. The Philippines eventually brought the issue to the Permanent Court of Arbitration, and in July 2016, the ruling favored their claims over China's. The Philippines has condemned the aggressive actions of the Chinese Coast Guard in the region and has sought international support, including from the United States, to address the escalating tensions. The Philippine government's position is to assert its rights over the Scarborough Shoal and to pursue a peaceful resolution to the dispute. What is the Philippine government's position on the territorial waters of the Scarborough Shoal? The Philippine government's position on the territorial waters of the Scarborough Shoal is that it asserts its sovereignty over the area and considers it part of its exclusive economic zone, EEZ. The Philippines argues that the historic claim of China over the Scarborough Shoal still needs to be internationally recognized, and that the activity of fishing by private Chinese individuals claimed to be a traditional exercise in those waters does not constitute a sovereign act of the Chinese state. Additionally, the Philippines has sought international support to address the escalating tensions in the region and has condemned the aggressive actions of the Chinese Coast Guard in the Scarborough Shoal. This reflects the Philippine government's firm stance on its territorial rights in the area and its efforts to seek a peaceful resolution to the dispute. The Philippine military chief, General Romeo Bronner, was on board the Filipino supply boat involved in the collision. Diplomatic protests were filed, and the Chinese ambassador was summoned in response to these maritime clashes. The incident at St. Thomas Shoal saw both countries pointing fingers at each other, intensifying the already strained relations. Jonathan Malaya, Assistant Director General of the National Security Council, labeled China's actions, including ramming and water cannoning Filipino boats, as a serious escalation in tactics. The U.S. State Department expressed concern, urging China to cease its dangerous and destabilizing actions in the South China Sea. Foreign diplomats in Manila also criticized China's behavior during the confrontations. Beijing defended its Coast Guard's actions, deeming them professional and restrained. China lodged stern representations with Manila, accusing one of the Philippine supply boats of deliberately hitting its vessel, despite multiple stern warnings. The incident further underscores China's persistent claims over almost the entire South China Sea, disregarding an international tribunal ruling that deemed its assertions illegitimate. Analysts anticipate an escalation in tensions as the weekend's confrontations mark the most intense between Philippine and Chinese vessels in years. Some experts suggest that Manila's perceived emboldening by U.S. support could be provoking China, testing both Philippine and U.S. resolve in the region. The incidents highlight the strategic importance of the South China Sea and the ongoing power struggle between these nations. The South China Sea has long been a contentious area, with China's 2012 seizure of Scarborough Shoal from the Philippines and the deliberate grounding of a World War II-era Navy ship by the Philippine Navy at St. Thomas Shoal in 1999. These events have contributed to the ongoing territorial disputes in the region. A convoy of civilian boats attempting to deliver provisions to Filipino fishermen and troops in the South China Sea had to abort its mission on Sunday due to being shadowed by Chinese vessels. Despite the challenges, one of the supply boats managed to reach the Philippine-held Nanshan Island, unloading its cargo amid the escalating tensions in the region. As we conclude this gripping tale of international unity, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content. The Scarborough Shoal Rescue Mission stands as a testament to the power of cooperation in the face of adversity. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time.